Well, been spending a lot of time with our all our regionals and on our regionals. It's really important. I always appreciated, but now close hand much more how essential their role is. I think you all know, but not everyone knows, that these days only 1 in 5 or 1 in 6 college students fits that description that everybody carries around of a 19 to 22-year-old living on a campus somewhere. The other 4 or 5 out of 6 maybe we have to have great options for them, and our regionals are very much a part of that. So it's they're inspiring places to go. You meet a whole spectrum of people, but as you know, you meet a lot of people who are juggling jobs, family, but also trying to progress toward a credential and a skill that will help them up in life. So I'm very passionately committed to that mission. It's a very important part of our mission. Now we got to do a lot better at it. There's no candy coating the fact that our regionals, IUs, aren't any better. They're very low success rates, and we just have to become much more skillful, not simply at recruiting students, but at helping them over the tough spots and so forth. And we're going to have to be careful about committed. We're very committed at Purdue to affordability, and our regionals have to join us in that, especially our regionals, given their clientele. So we have to look for ways to keep tuition down, make sure our spending is, I always say, let's try to adapt the university's budget to the budgets of our students and families, not require them to adapt their budget to ours. But I think we have good leadership, really good leadership at the 2 Northwest campuses, and they understand the importance of that. Well, no, we're not operating too many of them. I don't know if you would draw it up this way if you were starting today, but we're not. We're going to take Purdue only has 3. We also participate at Indianapolis and in a small way other places, but we really just have 3. We're responsible for Fort Wayne, and where it's a joint campus with IU, but there we have the administrative lead. And then we have the 2 that you're familiar with up here. And no, our whole concentration is on making those work, making them sustainable, and making them work better than today. What we're working on, and frankly, I think most of the fault's been in West Lafayette on some of this. It needs to be easier. We were talking about transfers back and forth. It's been way too hard to do it. I've met way too many students. It really makes me upset when I bump into a student who thought they were accumulating credits that would transfer, and then they found out somebody in West Lafayette says, no, we can't take that one or that one. It's terribly unfair. So we're trying to take all those barriers down. Online has to be a part of this. We're just not where we need to be there. I mean, there are some faculty on the Calumet campus, for instance, who are as good as we've got in certain disciplines. We ought to be accessing them at all 4 campuses, and then there ought to be some information coming the other way, or some teaching coming the other way. So now, let's just be honest about it. Anything you do here, any change you make, somebody's going to say, well, that disturbs my sandbox. You're not going to be able to have it both ways. We're not going to keep tuition down and not change anything about the back offices and the administrative and all that stuff. And we're not, and where we have disciplines that are where the demand is going down, in any other walk of life, you would take the resources that are there and move them over to where the demand is higher. And they're gonna but of course, in higher ed, as much as any place you can find, change is causes a stir anywhere you make it in life. But in higher ed, more than most places, there's been just a sense that what is, and the only question is how much more can I get, and that's not a way to meet the challenges we have today.